Hello everybody. Let me start off by asking you all this following question. What is it that you find so fascinating, so interesting about creepypastas that no matter what your psychological state is or what you're doing at that instant, you will often find yourself checking out a story or hearing a review of one on YouTube? I am Digi The Critic, and tonight we're going to be reading a creepypasta called The Abandoned Toy Shop. So, without further ado, let's jump straight into the abandoned toy shop, as I mentioned earlier. It was a dark night when I was walking around with some friends. Lamps were shining brightly, making everything bright. After walking some more, I saw a building, the only thing on the whole street to not be touched by the light. I asked my friends if we should check it out, but they chickened out, of course. I decided to go in by myself, as much as they told me not to. I saw it. It seemed to be an old shop, so I decided the first thing I would do was to find out what kind of shop this was. I walked to the back of the room, carefully not to trip on anything. Behind was the logo of Anderson's Toy Shop. I thought I should probably leave now, but for some reason I changed my mind and decided to look around. I saw trucks, Lego and some board games too. I walked to an area, and then I saw an area with dolls. Broken dolls. Everything was broken in the shop anyway, so nothing strange here. I was about to leave when I saw one specific doll, intact, with hardly any dust. Seeing as it was my daughter's birthday soon, I thought this would be great with the new dress I got her. I put it in my bag and walked off. I soon caught up with my friends, and as soon as they looked at me they freaked out and ran away. I thought they were joking, as it was right next to my house, so I walked in, hiding the doll with the dress and going to sleep. It was my daughter's birthday and I gave her the doll. She looked at it, and a few seconds later she threw it on the floor. Kill it, she shouted, and ran to her room. I was worried here, and when I looked at the doll, I saw it was slightly taller than I remembered. The next day, it was taller and the hair was longer. The eyes looked older. It carried on to the next day, and the next. It was growing up and getting old. I was awake, in my bed, trying to sleep when I saw a doll. It was coming towards me, and I was frozen in shock. Don't go back to the shop. You saved me from a bigger, worse curse. Stay away. She spat blood all over me and rolled off the bed. The aging doll had died. I ignored the doll's warnings. I had to find out more. I told my daughter everything that happened and asked how did she know something was wrong with it. I saw it in the eyes, she said. I returned to the shop. The name had changed. Death's Voodoo Shop. I ran away, but an arm grabbed my leg. It was a doll's arm. There's no escape for you, a head said, far from the body of the doll's arm. I looked back to see my daughter with blood all over her face holding a doll. She's my friend. She also said, you're silly and now you must pay. Wow, that was the abandoned toy shop, and I do have to admit I was impressed by this. In the beginning I was about like, okay, another creepy doll story, but it actually turned out to work to its advantage, especially at the twist at the end by referring to it as actually being a voodoo shop. Yeah, I'm impressed by this. Okay, I did have some cliche with the blood and the warning, but throwing that aside, it is a pretty good creepypasta, and I would recommend that you read it for yourself. I will be leaving a link of the story in the description below. Now, for my job as a critic, I have to rate this. I would rate it a clear 8.5 out of 10, which is actually good. It is really good. So yeah, this has been Digi the Critic, and I am logging out.